Okay, welcome to another EVE Online tutorial. This is coffielord, and today I'm going to show you how to outfit a rifter, which is a good, very iconic frigate within the game. I think it might even be one of the most popular ships in the game. If I'm incorrect in anything I say in any of these tutorials, please feel free to correct me in the comments. Please don't spam the comments, and only use constructive criticism, please. Also, feel free to subscribe. Now, anything you see in my videos, I will hover over it for a short second, and then I will always go, and then if you want to buy it yourself, if you're an EVE Online player, you'll simply go to Market, go to Search, type it in there, and then you can purchase one for your own ship. Now let's get started, shall we? Now, first things first, we fit our laser turrets. The name is displayed there. I'd actually recommended these in another video as well. These are very good for taking on frigates and also for maybe even taking on destroyers if you can tank them. Now, bung on the ammo. Now this ammo, as you can see here, is actually very good against electric damage. Now, as you can see there, the shields are at 0 capacity for electric damage, but don't worry, we're going to fix that in a sec. But most ships aren't very good at dealing with damage of the from electric, so any weapon that you want to take the shields down with, I would always recommend using weapons that do a high amount of damage in that area. Okay, now for protection on a bit heavier targets, here's a rocket launcher and some missiles. Now this is good for taking on things that are slightly heavy, and it's good for taking down things quite quickly, but you do run out of ammo quite quickly, and the ammo is expensive in comparison to these where it's all very cheap and very cost effective. Now that's our guns done, now let's bung on our cloak. Now a quick word on cloaks. Even if every single ship I've ever owned, even from my very first Rifter, which is what I'm setting out here, to my Maelstrom battleship, I have always had a cloaking device fitted for a couple of very simple reasons. One, you can fight on your own terms, and two, if you're running away, then it's much easier because you can just cloak up and then the enemy will just pass you by. Also, if you're trying to do some recon, then it's also very useful. You can warp in outside of range, of sensor range, and then go the rest of the way whilst being in cloak and get some very useful info like fleet size, what they're using, that sort of thing. The only problem with this cloak is it is only a level 1 cloak, so it has a massive defect on speed. It takes your speed out by 90%, which is atrocious. But it doesn't require too much power, it requires a lot of CPU though. Now then, it was also very useful for webbing. If you want to get close to someone to do webbing, you go into cloak, then you uncloak and lock on and then web them. Word on webbing right now. This is a webber. It's only civilian grade because everything on this ship is this ship design I've already tested and it's very efficient. Now, a webber is used to stop the enemy. Now this could be used in a couple of situations. One, it's very useful in pirating if you want to, for example, hold prisoners to demand things such as ransom, them to eject all their cargo, that sort of thing. And in a military way, it's very good for holding up key targets, because in EVE Online, if you're not webbed normally, what you'll do is you'll fight on your shield, run on your armor, die on your structure. That's what I believe in tactics of EVE Online. If you are in a main battle or in a pirating job, then what you want to do is fight on your shield because it can be regenerated, and then run on your armor if you're pretty sure you're not going to win, and then die in your structure, because if your structure is too badly damaged, it will actually start to damage control functions. Okay, now moving on to the other two for the medium size slots. Now these are shield based modules. Now this is a shield hardener. Please plan the terminology and, well, you can see the name displayed there, so please correct me, tell me what it is, And this is jobs is to basically make your shield a lot more tougher when it's activated. So it reduces any enemy damage in heat by 50%, which is very, very good. Also, they don't require too much power, which means you can almost permanently have them running. On a battleship, I would actually recommend getting two really good ones, which, if you've seen a previous tutorial, then actually do a previous tutorial where I actually do outfit a battleship, and I have two of them. And yeah, it's always good because it makes your shields almost impervious to most types of attack. Now then, this is a shield booster. Now, these are always good to have a good one. It's only generating 27 units of shielding, but for a Rifter that's still okay. Now, you always want to have a really good one of these. Always. Now, let's move on to our small slots. I have these modules for upgrading cargo capacity. They upgrade by 27%, 27.5%, sorry, but they do give a decrease of 10% speed. But with a Rifter, which is capable of 400 meters a second, that's not too much of a problem because it's still quite a fast ship. So I'm going to put all three on, which isn't. I mean, really, in any other ship you wouldn't want to do this, but because it's so fast anyway, it's still okay. I mean, this ship can still move at 314.5 meters a second still, with all three on, which is still damn fast. You're still going to outrun most things apart from. I mean, if you bunged like a military grade afterburner on a Rifter, you could probably actually catch up and outrun a shuttle, maybe even. So they are very good. Now then, Now, the thing is with these designers, this is my interpretation. This Rifter is set out for a combat and pirating role. So, for webbing and for stealth. And in my opinion, you need a good sized cargo hold, which is still not very good because it's still not big. But you should always have a good sized cargo hold when you're a pirate or when you're in combat because you're gonna. If you're in combat, you need to carry lots of ammunition, missiles, and if you're a pirate, you want to carry lots of extra loot. Otherwise, you're blowing up people for no apparent reason. You have to do lots and lots of journeys to pick up all the stuff. And every time you do a journey, it's a bit more risk. Now then, these are the final modules of today. They go in here. Now, a word on these. Once you place them in and then delete them, they're deleted. They don't reappear in your inventory. They're gone. So, for cost reasons, I'm not actually going to install them on this ship because I'm saving them for a later tutorial where I'll be doing a Tempest battleship, which is the next level up battleship from the last tutorial, and a Minmatar battleship, which is the top battleship, which is called the Maelstrom. Now, I will be installing both of these on them. Now, a quick word on these. They are very useful. I mean, I'm not going to put them on for cost reasons because I got some decent ones here. But even if you get not very good ones, I would still highly recommend putting them on. Now, what this does is, it does the same job as the shield hardener, but it does it permanently and it requires no energy to run it. So this puts your shields up by 30% in the electric damage, so that would put that up to 30%, which is vital. And this one does, I believe, it does explosive damage. There's the name demonstrated, and that would put you up to 80%. So that combined with, if you can find a better one of those, would be almost impervious to most types of attack. Now, this is coffielord. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it's been enlightening. And subscribe and leave a comment. If I've said something that's incorrect or you think this tutorial could be improved, yeah, just give me a comment. Say, hey, this is wrong. I think you could maybe bung on a few more shield modules or something. Then yeah, I'll do that. Please don't spam the comments, and I hope you fly safe in the world of EVE Online.